Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Daniel Talks Tech. Today, I want to talk about two things: the attitude and the mental strength that you need to have in order to succeed in IT. There's so many videos out there with people telling you if you do this course, if you do this project, if you take this certification, if you optimize your CV, you're going to break into tech. And this is not one of those videos. All those mentioned before, they are needed to break into tech, but to be successful, the mentality plays a very important role, as important as your tech skills, or maybe even more important in my opinion. Continue watching if you want to hear my thoughts on how to be successful in IT. For those who choose to stay, congratulations. You're about to get some insight into things that not many people within the industry talk about. So, if you believe in empowering one another and want to support the tech community, the people within it, and more specifically me, please drop a follow, like, and comment on this video so the message spreads around the tech community to people who need to hear this, and to people who have fantastic tech skills but need some support regarding the required mindset to succeed. Now let's get into it. You see, as years pass by, technology changes and improves, but still we stay the same, which means that there's a need for us to develop too, to develop our mindset and our attitude if we want to stay in this field and even succeed. After being in this industry for almost 3 years, shifting from non-IT background and breaking into it, specifically cloud, AWS, I have analyzed and found that the breakthrough didn't come from how smart I was, how many technologies I knew, how many certifications I had, or how many projects I did. Most of the success is associated with the mindset that I've developed, the qualities I have embraced, and the plan I had prepared before I even started. My analysis made the 7 qualities that every successful IT engineer, regardless of the field, should have or develop. There might be more or less, but each of these 7 qualities that successful IT engineers have, if you have those 7 qualities, nothing in the world can stop you from being an outstanding success within your field. Let's talk about those qualities. The first quality I like to discuss is clarity, precisely clarity of thinking. Clarity in our context is determining exactly what you want to be, have, or do in your career. I noticed that every successful IT engineer is very clear on who they are, what they are doing, and what they are trying to accomplish. The key starting point is to know who you are, where you're going, what is needed to get you where you want to go, and what you want to accomplish. The second key regarding clarity is decisiveness. You have to be decisive. Sometimes the reason why we're indecisive is that we're afraid of making mistakes. There's no successful engineers that haven't made mistakes in their career. Some of them they're quite big, but you shouldn't be afraid of making mistakes. You should embrace them. You shouldn't be afraid of putting your hand up and saying, I made a mistake, because it gives you more power and credibility amongst other engineers if you acknowledge and own your mistakes. But you should also want to fix them, learn from them, and make sure it doesn't happen again. Learning from your mistakes is one of the characteristics of high performing engineers. They ask themselves, what lesson can I learn from this mistakes or this experience? So be decisive, develop the habit of taking decisions, and act on those decisions, execute them. Please don't dwell on that and have countless meetings. Take responsibility and act on it. The third point I want to bring about clarity is to have a vision, a dream, what you want to become, where you want to be, where you want to work. You have to have a dream in order to for that dream to become true. So dream big dreams. The second quality I want to talk about is competence. I remember when I started and had this thought in my head, I will work with cloud computing, with AWS. I convinced myself that there was no other way. I could have quickly gone back to other stuff like my old job or other easier stuff, but I knew that this was my path. This is what I wanted to do, and this is where there was no way I'm gonna quit, or no matter how hard it gets, right? So in order to succeed, I have to be very competent within AWS. So I went out there and learned everything possible about it. As you know, AWS is a very big cloud provider with hundreds of services, so it's impossible to know them all. But I am trying my best to learn as much as I can, starting with the most popular services and going to the least popular ones. I feel like no matter what your field is in IT, try to be the most competent engineer in your area that you can be. Successful engineers were always the most skilled. Competence is directly proportional to your success. You need to improve at what you do to have a chance to succeed, as this field is very competitive. The way I see this, competence is like a journey. It's a path that I take and it's something that I practice every day. This is not a destination. You will never get there. But do your best every day and always strive to improve. When you become competent, you open yourself to many more opportunities, giving you the power to choose where to be, whom to work with, what technologies to work with, and so on. So when you become very competent in your field, people look up to you and they ask for your time, your opinion, and guidance, with which gives you a feeling of self-esteem and pride. We feel like a winner. But if we do these things in an average way, it doesn't provide us with anything. There's no satisfaction. So this competence is a journey and you can achieve it if you work hard, if you strive to be better in your field and consistently try to be better every day. The harder you work, the better you get. I think the average engineer only works 7 to 8 hours a day. But if you want to be successful, you have to do more than average. You have to be better than average. So working 7, 8 hours a day means you're just surviving in this industry. Everything over 8 hours is for success. How much you put in, it will determine how successful you'll be. Even hours over 8 is an investment for your future and your success. It will pay out down the road, guaranteed. The third quality I think it's important is concentration, the ability to focus and concentrate on your dream. Top engineer concentrate on the important and top items on their list. You have to have a list of things you want to achieve. Any other items that are not on your list that you concentrate on are just a waste of your time. And time management is something very important for a successful engineer because it's not just time management, it's your career management. The ability to concentrate on your goals, to discipline yourself, and use willpower and perseverance. Concentrate on one thing at a time and develop a sense of urgency. Nobody likes working with engineers. When they are presented with a problem, they postpone it for weeks. So develop a sense of urgency. Get a reputation as the person who does things fast, who answer quickly, who other people can rely on and depend on, not just your colleagues, but also your customers. It is understandable that some solutions require research. It needs thinking over the problem to come up with the best solution. But don't leave it too long and try to be proactive into asking questions, get insight into it. Not only shows that you are to be relied on, pleasant to work with, but also shows that you're involved yourself, like you care and you are focused on the task at hand. If you develop a reputation like that, it will be worth a fortune to you. Curiosity. Engineers with this quality tend to perform better than those without. Because of this curiosity, they go out there and they study different technologies and try different ways of doing the same thing from the desire to do it quicker and more efficient. They ask more questions and they're more open and flexible to learning new things, reading about new technologies, and trying better ways of improving their skills. As a result, these engineers, they become better and more successful because they know a little bit more than the average engineer. They read a bit more, they are more curious, they ask more questions, and care more about their work. The fifth quality is courage. The courage to fail, to take responsibility, and admit it if you made a mistake or don't know something. The courage to try new things, tackle a complex problem, and make it work. I know that sometimes when I get involved in a new project with technologies that I've never worked with, I always think to myself, oh my God, here we go again. I've never worked with this. What am I going to do? This is what comes in mind, the first thing, but then I go read about it, try to learn from others, try to dissect into smaller problems, and try to tackle them one by one. If you start fixing them and implement them, smaller components of the system I'm building, and I'm all of the sudden everything looks much clearer, much easier, much better, and gives me confidence to keep going, that I can do it and that I can make it possible. At first, all big complex solutions seem challenging to do and understand, but you have to start small and simple and build on top of that. The sixth quality I want to talk about is consistency. To be successful in any field, consistency is key. The ability to do something every day, 1, 2 hours, even though is it tiny, over the period you will become a habit and you will become a force that will make you unstoppable. All the future accomplishments you will succeed will be due to that 1, 2 hours a day, that weekend that you took to learn something new, to read something you didn't know, or practice something that you were interested in. Success comes to those people that never give up, and despite the failures and hardship they may encounter during their career, they just keep going, they just keep pushing. The last but not least, the seventh quality I want to talk about is consideration. Consideration is based on the fact that the quality of your relationships with your colleagues, with your manager, and customers will determine your success in this field. How well you get along with these people, the quality of the interactions, how well you can work with these people will determine your success. Not only your success, but also your happiness. Try to develop this social side of yourself. Learn about techniques in communication, effective listening, public speaking, your ability to express yourself, explain different concepts and ideas to others, and write detailed reports of documentation can have an amazing impact on your career. If you are still here, this is the end of the seventh quality that I think that every engineer should have in order to take their career to the next level. Thank you very much for listening to this video. Thank you very much for being here. I would urge you to take whatever's best from this video and try to apply it to your path, your career, your experience. Hopefully this was useful. I definitely appreciate that because I'm a content creator at the beginning, so definitely trying to learn from this experience, trying to improve myself. So you being here, it's a big success for me, and me trying to help you, it's even bigger, because I kind of feel like I'm contributing back to the community. Also, if you want to reach me out, you can reach me out on LinkedIn. If you want to schedule a 30-minute call, we can have a chat about your career, your direction, and I can give you some tips and advice on how I would approach it. So definitely feel free to reach out. But until then, thank you very much and wish you guys all the best. Bye bye.